And there is a new narrative that's begun developing amid the war headlines, and it revolves around the war and inflation. Normally, in times of trouble, a rush to the safety of Treasury bonds. That's what you would see. But once again, the 10-year yield is rising as investors dump treasuries on the belief that the war will stoke inflation in the form of higher energy prices. Right now, the 10-year yield continuing to rise by another 2 basis points. Yesterday, it was up 10 basis points. Fed heads, largely quiet at the start of the air campaign regarding Iran, are now assessing the situation through the monetary policy lens. Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank President Neel Kashkari saying today the Iran war could have an impact on inflation monetary policy. Fed Vice Chair John Williams saying today oil prices do influence inflation, and that impact could change near-term inflation and the outlook there. Now, in the wake of those comments, traders severely paring back the odds of a June rate cut. Last week, put this into perspective, the probability of at least a quarter-point cut stood at 56% for June. Now it's at 43.6%. That, as you see, for July, it's 61. But if you want real conviction about a rate cut, you've got to wait till September, where it is now 79%. With the market stuck in wait-and-see mode, should you be doing the same, sitting tight, waiting and see, or is there real opportunity amid very valid concern? Joining me now in a Fox Business exclusive, Marc Lasry, co-founder, chairman, and CEO of Avenue Capital Group, which focuses specialty lending and opportunistic credit across U.S., Europe, and Asia. Marc, when the markets are rattled by geopolitical events like this, like what we're seeing, what indicators do you look for and do you watch for first to determine whether to deploy capital or stay defensive?
You know, I think, first of all, thank you for having me on the show.
It's great to have you. Timing's perfect.
Always good to see you. No, our job is to invest when people are nervous. And right now, people are nervous. So I don't know how long it'll last, but we have quite a bit of capital. And what we're trying to do is take advantage of market dislocations, as anybody would.
And how do you do that? How do you spot the opportunities?
I think for us, when people are nervous, what ends up happening is they want to end up having capital, right? So we're lending money, but we're able to charge more at the present time. And I think that'll continue. And the question is, look, if things get worse and you are in a real inflationary environment, the cost of that capital is going to keep going up. And we're fine with that. So all we try to do is we're always trying to put out more capital, and people need that capital, and we're just going to charge a little bit more.
So you're always looking for value amid chaos, because the greatest fortunes are made during these particular times. But how do you gird yourself to say, okay, now I'm diving in just when we don't know what's going to happen?
It's actually really hard. I think it's a great question, because when you buy, the market is telling you not to, right? So you're nervous. And you should be nervous, but part of it is you can't look at things on a day-to-day basis. You've got to look at it and say, okay, where do I think we are 6 months from now? Where do I think we are a year from now? And I think it's 6 months from now, we're in a far better place. I think what's happening, the world's going to be much safer 6 months from now, a year from now. And if you think of that, that means that's a better investment environment, right? So in that moment in time, prices will be coming back. Yes, you're going to have a lot of volatility in the next 30 days because everybody's focused on that. But I can't look at it for the next 30 days. I think I know where we are a year from now, so that's where I'm investing for.
That makes a lot of sense, and you're right. 30 days. President Trump said 4 weeks that he expected that this campaign would last that long. It's an easy one to just look at energy prices. We've seen what happened to oil over the past 2 days, 2 or 3 days. Maybe things are calming down now because the big headline is that President Trump says he will issue Navy escorts through the Strait of Hormuz, that really crucial choke point where 20% of the world's oil travels through. RBOB gasoline, of course, this is the wholesale price. That started to jump. You heard what AAA said overnight. Yeah. Where do you find that different sectors need the capital to remain calm, where you get to lend at really positive, I guess, yields?
It is. It's a great question. But I think for us right now, we're seeing in the energy sector huge opportunities. We just are, right? Because people are nervous. People don't know what's going on. I think for what we're doing, it doesn't happen overnight, right? These are deals we've been working on. And what really ends up happening is we're just raising the cost of that capital, right? And saying to somebody, look, things are a little bit worse. So today, as opposed to charging you, SOFR plus 800, we're going to make it SOFR plus 900 or SOFR plus 1,000. So we'll take advantage of that, and people are going to pay that because they're nervous, and we know that. And we know things will calm down.
And you know that because you have incredible experience. During the pandemic, the airlines were desperate for capital. They were virtually shut down. They came to you. You got great terms by lending them money. And what is the lesson there?
I think the lesson is you can't get nervous or get scared when things are bad. You've got to look at it and say, where are we a year or 2 years from now? During the pandemic, nobody was flying. Everybody thought it was the end. You were never going to fly again. That's not reality. I mean, people are going to fly again. And so we looked at it and said, we think 2 years from now or a year from now, it'll be fine. I can't time things on a day-by-day basis. I can tell you what I think will occur a year from now. You just got to be calm. And look, I've been doing this for a while, so you sort of see it over and over again. And what you find is we live minute by minute, hour by hour. And I think if you're focused over time, you will actually do really well.
It's a great message. It's a great message. Thank you, Marc. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Marc Lasry.